I'm sure some of you have heard of the phrase to either be at cause or effect. So I'll tell you a quick story that we share at the Wealth Creation Masterclass, which is around the doctor walking along, hearing cries of help, 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 and he sees, somebody in the water. He jumps in, saves their lives, feels great about himself, and then suddenly help, 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 and there's two people in, so he jumps in and helps those two people. He's getting a bit tired right now, but he's feeling good. And suddenly he hears help, 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 help. There's like 6 people in there, so he jumps in, saves 2 of them, but then dies. The moral of the story is, rather than being at effect, what he should have done is gone upstream, and instead of saving all those people, should have stopped the person who was pushing them in, told them to bloody well stop pushing them in. So going upstream to the root cause, and that is called the cause as opposed to the effect. And we've got a good story about this, because I always used to say, babe, because I needed a telephone number. Have you got that telephone number? One day, and then Madrika would give it to me 2 days later. Babe, have you got that telephone number? And she would write it on a piece of paper and give it to me and whatever. The 3rd time I did it, I said, babe, have you got that telephone number? And then what did you do? Do you remember?
Well, I actually got a Post-it note and I put it on your desk and I went, cause or effect?
Right? Because I'm obviously at effect there. I'm like, I need the paper. Instead of just saying, well, if I keep needing this telephone number, I obviously need to have it somewhere. So being at cause, not at effect. Where do you think most people are in their lives?
Right this moment, a lot of people are living at effect. And it really is
reaction.
Yeah, it's reacting to the news, the media, the fears, other people's fears. It's really being in overwhelm and in panic mode, and that's being at effect, because when you live at effect, you actually feel that you're not in control of your own life. You're not taking responsibility for your own life. When you live at cause, you're actually taking total responsibility for your life and your actions and how you do life. It's a very different place to live and come from. So when you're at cause, you actually life happens. I make life happen. When you're at effect, life happens to me. So it's 2 very, very, very separate spectrums. And I think at this moment in time, we really need to look at getting back to cause, and even if you can do that and how you can do that.
Otherwise, you're going to be in this kind of spiral of probably going down. But the least spiral is just going round and round and round. You might not be going down, but just going round and round and round. Have you got the number? Have you got the number? Have you got the number? You're not moving forward in your life. So you're actually living unconsciously, just reacting to everything, as opposed to consciously, which we're not saying is easy, but once you do it, it's like a muscle, right? You train that muscle, and then you're used to doing it again and again and again. And you will see your world change, your perspective changes, and the world changes because, of course, you've changed. So how can people live more consciously? How can they be more at cause rather than effect?
I think it's looking at every time you're at effect is really going, okay, what's going on for me? It's taking the time and having the awareness that something is actually happening, because most of the time people are just don't even know it's happening. They're just reacting to it, and then they're not looking at it. So this could be, when we're talking about cause and effect, it can be emotions. It can be also things that you do around the house. So we're looking at, a telephone number here. You might be doing it in your business. Maybe you're reactive in your business. One of the things that I teach to my team all the time is how can we put a process in place so you never ever have to make that mistake again. So they might be at effect for a while, but I can assure you they won't be ever at that effect again, because we've gone back to the cause and fixed the problem at the cause and put a process and procedure in place. So the same can work, that's in business, the same can work at home for yourselves, but same can work in your mindset, because if you're getting something that's kind of keeps coming up, oh, I'm not good enough, or I have fear around this, or oh my God, if I get the virus, I'm going to die, or whatever. It's kind of looking at going back to the cause of that is, what is actually going on there? Is that something that's played up in your life again and again and again? Is it a fear that you got from childhood? And then you want to be looking at how you can have some sort of therapy or something like that to get rid of it, so it's gone forever, it doesn't show up again, again and again. So yeah, really at this moment in time, people are very, very reactive. Even clients that I'm talking to on our Success and Wealth Club, everything's so very reactive, and I'm really being able to say to them, okay, you're living at effect right now. How can we get you back to cause, and how can we help you with that on the calls, just to really help them.
It's a very interesting phenomenon, in fact, because people don't really trust themselves, so they're always looking to everybody else. But then you're going to get 10 different opinions. If you ask 10 different people, you're going to get 10 different opinions. And how can you make sure you just get one opinion? And that's by trusting yourself more. I'm sure there was a time in your life where you succeeded at something, you were the best at something. Maybe it was swimming or 100 meters or netball, or I don't know, they're all sports analogies. That's why I like sport. I think what it really trains people's muscles to be successful later on in life. It's just such a shame that we're doing less and less sports in schools as people are striving for academic excellence, but that doesn't really give that kind of roundedness that people need afterwards. And I think that trusting yourself, and how can you do that? Just by taking action. You could fall flat on your feet, but as long as you learn from it, then you've moved ahead, haven't you? So I think trusting yourself, especially right now, is a really good time to do it, since nobody can trust any situation right now. When is now a good time to just decide to step up and trust yourself a little bit more, and living more consciously? Again, not saying it's easy, because you need to catch yourself. Number one step to any change is what? Awareness. Actually being aware that you need to change in the first place, and then being aware what that change actually is. So if right now you're watching this video and you're going, I need to make some changes, that's great. That's step number one. That's the awareness stage. That's fantastic. You're miles ahead of everybody else. Number two might be to find out, where does all of this conditioning come from? And once you realize that it's actually not you, it never has been, it probably came from your parents, your guardians, the church, society, media, religion, at that stage they're not mine. So you can then choose what are your beliefs. And then stage number 3 starts coming along, where you start really reconditioning and start trusting yourself a little bit more. By the way, if you can't trust yourself, then who can you trust? So be at cause as much as you possibly can in these times. And remember, do it for your tribe. Do it for your family. Step up for them. Now is a fantastic time for you to invent yourself, recreate yourself, have a new identity of somebody who's there for people. That's part of the reason that we're doing these videos.
Yeah, we're totally doing this for that reason. We're really going, how can we help create ripples, and help as many people as we can in this challenging time. And so really looking at kind of giving you little nuggets on a daily basis to kind of just help you through, and if there's some that resonate with you, for example, if this one really resonates with you, just keep it simple. Get a piece of paper, am I at cause or effect? Pop it on your fridge. Enroll your family, get your children to go, let's play the game of cause and effect. When they come up with something, or something comes up, or your partner or a friend of yours that you live with comes up, you kind of go, are you at cause or effect? And make it fun. We often, when we started our personal development journey, we used to hold each other to account. We used to do some great little things that were painful at the time for that person, but we did it. We kind of made it playful.
Which
and
ones?
fun.
These ones. This one.
This one. Watch out!
Oh, watch out!
Oh, the loser sign's coming up.
Madrika was really good at that, right? So when I was, let's say, at Effector and I was like going round and round and round, Madrika would, instead of telling me what to do, which of course would just take it away from me, and then I couldn't, grow my muscle, would just give me a chance. And the way she would do it, go on.
Oh, I can see the L sign coming up.
The loser sign, right?
The loser sign's. I'm going to give it.
No, okay. No, I didn't mean to. It's okay. I didn't mean to. And it allowed me an opportunity to catch myself, because she was giving me time and going, oh no, the loser sign. It's coming. And it allowed me to kind of laugh. And because otherwise, if you start attacking people, then what are they going to do? They're going to start defending, and suddenly you're in this kind of loggerheads scenario. And that is a really elegant way, a fun way, to allow the other person.
And I think at this time where we are in lockdown and we're shut together with people, humour is the thing. The lightness, playfulness is the thing that's going to get you through. It is not, you said that. So any of the tips that we're sharing is, make it fun, make it like it's a game, make it like it's you're learning a new thing. It's a journey.
People will automatically do that. Do you know why? Because one of the secrets that Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, on his deathbed, they said, you know, what's the thing that is the most important? He said a couple of things, but one of them was to have a purpose that's bigger than you. And right now, most people's purpose isn't them, it's this third thing, which is the coronavirus. You know, most of them are surviving as opposed to thriving. We're hoping that these videos are going to help you thrive. So by the way, make sure that you do subscribe. Do it now, because we want to make sure that we send you these videos on a daily basis, because you just don't know which one is the one that's going to really help you thrive. So if these people have a purpose that's bigger than them, i.e. surviving or thriving the coronavirus, it is likely that they are going to look in one direction and march in that direction together. Hopefully there won't be too much conflict, because everybody unconsciously or consciously knows that if you are like that, you're not going to survive or maybe that's just a belief, but it doesn't help.
It's hard.
Let's put it that way.
It's harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I hope you enjoyed this. Please do make sure that you do like the channel. Just give us, or this video, if you've got a little tip or trick or technique that you can use. By the way, my top one there, because that's the difference between being a cause and effect, is what Madrika just said. Just right now, write out on a piece of paper, am I at cause or effect, and put it somewhere where you can see it. See, that's being at cause and not an effect. Otherwise you would have forgotten. See? Perfect. So you've done it again.
Done it again.
Brilliant. See you on the next video.